The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
And hello everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Radio. The original broadcast date is May 17th, 2019. Once again, we are in the summer. And by the way, everybody, it is hot as balls where I'm at. The Scarefest Radio studio is warm tonight. And so I'll be a little shiny. My co-host tonight is Mr. Ken Boggle. And,
hey.
Oh, we got... I didn't check the cameras. Let's see here. We just got to make Ken Boggle actually show up on... Well, I'm going to have to edit this out. Let's see here. It should. We'll do it that way. There we go, and there is Mr. Ken Boggle. So you'll be using that one if it's, and then the side by side won't work right. I take things for granted.
Yeah.
Everybody, tonight what we're doing, we are basically just going to go over our group, our final group of speaker announcements, and believe us. And just have fun with it like we've been doing. And in the promos, you'll notice I put final with a question mark because I don't know if you caught that, Ken, but I think it was in, yeah, here is the third set of speaker announcements. And then it says we have two more.
I saw that.
And then
Which confused me.
And the fourth and final round of speaker announcements. So who knows, everybody? We might have more speakers, we might not. Now, one quick announcement I do want to make. I think I have dispersed all of the free Scarefest Radio tickets up to date. I think. My notes are a bit hinky. So if you think you have won a Scarefest Radio ticket, if you think I owe you a Scarefest Radio ticket, to Scarefest XII, Scarefest 12, Scarefest 2019. Send me a message and tell me when you want it, roughly, and I'll go back and look and see what the hell happened so that we can get that all cleaned up, because I want to go back to giving them, but I was getting so far behind I didn't want to dick that up anymore. So, Ken, buddy, how long has it been since you and I have done a just the two of us?
Just the two of us alone?
Yes.
I have no idea. I really have no idea. It's been like over a year, I would think.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So okay, let's see here. What I'm doing in the background here is I'm actually getting it where the two of us
are on the same screen at the same time.
Can be on the screen together because I didn't have it set up ahead of time for some weird reason, and it's still not picking up an echo of you, so I'll get rid of that.
Oh,
there we go. That should take care of it.
Yeah.
So, and Ken, of course, is one of the original co-hosts of Scarefest Radio, and with the new blood that we've been trying out, Ken has not been around as much. I do apologize because he is still one of our most popular co-hosts. But Ken, you got it down. I'm trying to train these other people. I'm trying to bring them up to speed. and throw some extra shows their way, because I can turn you loose. I've turned you loose.
You turned me loose once before, and it was absolute total chaos.
Well, that was because
we
it was
had
Ari Lehman. So,
Ari Lehman just went crazy with all that, and so I mean, I remember feeling like, well, I've really let Wes down. He'll never speak to me again.
Baptism by fire. No, believe me, I've had Ari Lehman on the show. I've realized what can and will happen, and so basically I got two co-hosts that are up to snuff, and I'm still trying to get everybody else wiggled around. Well, let's go ahead with our first speaker announcement, because what we're doing, we've got this is great. Now I just lost Ken's feed, so we'll see if that pops back up. There, he's live again.
I don't know. I have no idea what's happening.
Mercury retrograde.
Oh, Mercury retrograde.
Or some silly bullshit like that. It's not like I actually keep up with it.
Right.
Ronald Murphy. Now, everybody, first of all, I will go ahead and throw it out there. This guy is going to be on the show next week. He's scheduled to be my guest on Scarefest Radio next week. But Ronald Murphy is we're going to call him, it doesn't actually say it, but, okay, he's a short story author, and he's written just a god-awful bunch of books.
Yeah.
And all of his books, not all of them, but most of them, are in what I would call the cryptozoology field. So I'm going to call him a cryptozoologist, whether he wants to be one or not.
It's totally not like you to be giving titles without reason, Wes. I stand behind your judgment.
Somebody's got to make decisions around here. Somebody has to make decisions. But
Take
anyway,
the reins, babe.
Now he's going to, and we're going to be talking about this next week. But he is speaking about Shadow of the Werewolf and Vampire, historical encounters with these creatures of the night. Now, historically, it's not that hard to find people that claim to have seen a werewolf. The freaking Dogman Project that messes me up. The North American Dogman Project, because they're eyewitness accounts and they're trying to keep it cryptozoological, if that is even a word. Their eyewitness accounts include these dogmen wearing freaking t-shirts and shit. So if people are not Bigfoot, okay, think about Bigfoot. How many Bigfoot sightings have you ever heard of reported that he's wearing, like, a UK sweatshirt?
I've never, not one, not a UK. I don't think he's a UK fan. No, I have heard.
I guess he would be UC maybe.
Yeah, well, no, he likes a Georgia Bulldog. Squatch does. Bigfoot loves a Georgia Bulldog. Okay, well. And so or a Crimson Tide. He likes the Bama. He likes to roll Tide.
They got a lot of in Ohio. He's
a Buckeye fan. Yeah.
But yeah. So, so in other words, there are werewolf sightings, people, to date. And, so historical hell, I want to know what happened last week.
Okay.
Let's see. He's professionally published short stories, poetry, and had a play produced. He's written one novella entitled Roland Dragonslayer. He's written an allegorical horror novel. I don't even remember what that word means.
Me either.
So he's already talking above me. So right there, we got to get that down to 5th grade reading level for yours truly. On werewolves in suburbia, and collection of previously published horror tales. And then, like I said, a whole bunch of werewolf and vampire stuff going on with this guy. And but anyway, the vampire stuff. Now that kind of, I tried to go down that road before. Do you remember the author that I had on? I guess it was Paranormal Filler. But I had this guy who was a vampire expert. his agent said he was a vampire expert. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, he was an old man who wrote fictional stories about, it was like Twilight for the Geritol set, is basically what
you mean geriatric Twilight?
Yeah. So
like the Boca Raton Twilight saga.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is my thirst for vampires has gone unquenched. So I am hoping that I can get some good juicy vampire stories out of this guy.
But look there, Wes. It also says he's done like a Sasquatch Radio. He's been on Coast to Coast AM. That's a reputable source there. Lots of our listeners also listen to that. A graduate of the University of Pittsburgh with a degree in literature. And he has studied medieval history at the graduate level of Indiana University at Pennsylvania. And his interests include acting, playwriting, and photography. So, this seems, and I was just saying this very example to you. I was like, now that seems like a mighty resume there. It's quite a bit of, clean up my language. That's a lot of credentials, to just be Ronald Murphy. You know what I mean?
Well, for the record, I've not been on any of those shows myself. But now I could get on Sasquatch Radio. I know those people. Now Black Hat Lounge, that's Tim Shaw.
Yeah,
he would be my connection there. I could probably get on that show.
You've not been on Coast to Coast?
Do what?
Have you not been on Coast to Coast?
No. But why? Am I the only one?
No, dude. I can't wrap my brain around that. I figured that you would have already done that.
I've not been invited, and I don't have an agent pushing my ass out there to the masses. So,
well, the masses love our asses, so that's
besides, I'm sleeping. If I could sleep in, I would be competition for them. I would just stay up every night doing this show, and, and just putting it out there over the airwaves, the internet waves, whatever the hell they're called nowadays, and. But unfortunately, speaking of which, my sleep cycle is messed up again. I woke up 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah?
Wide freaking awake for absolutely no reason. And I'm getting tired of it.
But Wes, I can't tell you how many people have told me that already. Like various different people, like in my life. There was one day where every person who worked in the salon, my day job, they had every one of them had either trouble sleeping, didn't sleep at all, or they woke up bright-eyed at an unbelievable hour. I think it was like last Thursday, I only got 40 minutes of sleep. I literally could not sleep. Last week?
I do it lately. It's been every Thursday night.
That's what happened to me.
Last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Is there like a disturbance in the force? You're a psychic.
So God, the hell if I know.
Ask your damn tarot cards.
Yeah, right. We'll whip those out. If you could find someone more sick, if you could find someone more sick of tarot than me, I would be very interested to meet them. That's the truth.
Well, there's our scoop for the evening. Let's see. Nicole Griffith said, I woke up at 4 a.m. So there's some, what we need to just start doing, all of us at 4 a.m.? Just have a chat.
Yeah, just get up and text message, hey, you awake?
Or video. We can all Skype.
Yeah, let's all Skype.
Let's all Skype. Because I am beautiful in the morning.
Yeah, well, and working Skype after a long night of restless sleep, doesn't it all lead one to become homicidal? You know what I mean? Like, it's not at all difficult to do when you're completely wide awake, let alone at 4 o'clock in the morning.
The thing is, I've been sleeping good. I just wake up at 4 a.m. Everybody, we're going to take our first commercial break since we're off on this wild-ass tangent, and we need to get back on the rails. We'll be right back. Have you checked out the Mama Ruby's family of metaphysical and spiritual shows? The Mystical Fair in Lexington, Kentucky. Lexington's only monthly psychic and holistic healing arts fair. The Inner Light Festivals in Louisville in June and Lexington in November. And watch for Mama Ruby's Expo coming in 2020. Plus, Mama Ruby's Meta Lecture Series featuring interesting guests speaking on fascinating subjects. Start your journey now at mamarubies.com for more information. And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest Radio. Tonight we're going over the speaker announcements, but I do want to remind you the next Mystical Fair is coming up May 25th and 26th. That's the Lexington Mystical Fair. Go to mysticalfairlex.com. I'll bet Ken's going to be there.
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. And the address for that is 1084 Whipple Court, and that's here in Lexington. The location is called Employment Solutions, and there is absolutely so much to do at the Mystical Fair. Now, of course, there are sponsors, and you talk up your sponsors, but this is a place where you can go for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, 25th, 26th of this month, and have an unbelievable time. You can get Reiki done. You can get energy attunement. You can purchase stones, jewelry, get a foot detox. You can get a massage. You can get your tarot read. You can get your dog read. You can get your mediumship reading. You can get a psychic reading. You can get all three readings done in one spot. You can get your relationship. There's absolutely so much to do at the Mystical Fair of Lexington. You should go. mysticalfairlex.com. So many talented people. And, of course, I'll be there. I'll be shuffling cards and taking names. It's going to be fantastic. And, of course, Wesley, Mr. and Mrs. Forsyth often give us a cameo on a Sunday or two. So
Sunday at noon. Sunday at noon. That's about the only
Sunday. Come on down to the Mystical
when
Fair.
The doors open and try to get out of there before the crowd hits hard. Next, Inner Light Festival. The Inner Light Festival is also coming up June 1st, June 2nd, Louisville, Kentucky. Go to innerlightfestival.com for more on that. Moving on with our announcements. And oddly enough, this is quite apt. Beverly McChesney.
Mama Ruby herself.
Yes. Beverly is coming to Scarefest with channeled messages from the universe. And the bio is Beverly sees. I'm going to. Now she's also booked to come on the show. I want to say 13th, middle of I don't know if it's middle of June or July. It might be July.
You're talking like Beverly McChesney's going to come on and do a radio show?
Yeah. Well, she's done my other show. She did Paranormal Filler for me once.
Look, Mama Bev does not come out of. I mean, that has taken some coaxing. Somebody somewhere has got one of her animals hidden for hostage. I don't know what's caused her to do it, but she is always. Who doesn't, babe? Who doesn't?
She actually, and what she likes about me is that in the metaphysical world, the total lack of guile that I have. It's just, psychics are full of shit. Ghosts are full of shit. I believe in all of it, but we're all just playing a little too close to the fence sometimes in the ball field of life.
Yeah.
Beverly sees truths that others might not see. Claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient, psychic, and a medium. She uses her abilities to offer you a myriad of services. And I've never been in one of her galleries. So I don't really know. I don't know. See, galleries worry me. And especially one like this where she's getting messages from the universe. Okay, now the universe is a big place.
Yes.
How does she know who's dialing in? I have spirits out there that just don't like me.
Well, Bev is possibly one of the most talented psychics that I've ever came across. And one of the things I hear a lot about people who've had readings from Bev, whether it's one-on-one or she's done a gallery reading or she's, just sort of walked up to them and said, hey, here's this message, is just how clear her information comes through. Whereas a lot of psychics will stumble and stutter and have issue or something like that, or be vague. I've never really known that to be Bev's case. In fact, if I've ever even been in a situation where I've been completely stuck, I've asked Bev, "Hey, here's my situation. What do you think?" And she'll clearly know details I didn't tell her. Or she'll know little different little what do you say, little ins and outs into situations that little different perspectives that I never would have taken. So she's extremely talented. And between herself, Joni Khan, and me, there's a lot of our clients at the Mystical Fair that'll go to all three, and they'll say, all three of you told me the exact same thing, in various different ways, because I think my language is cleaner than Bev's. For a little bit. I mean, Mama's got a mouth on her, but she's not Boggle. but we're all on the same kind of path, which I think is really interesting. So to hear that she's giving a gallery reading, it's amazing, and you should totally go. If you're going to be coming to Scarefest, you should totally go to that. Mama Ruby, Beverly McChesney, Messages from Beyond, Messages from the Universe. It's going to be awesome. Attend that.
Next up, we are announcing, and this is kind of a non-spoiler, because he was supposed to be on the show and had to leave because somebody passed away. Bishop James Long. Bishop James Long is speaking again this year. He's been, I think it was 2-3 years ago that he spoke. He's doing a lecture on demonology and possession and his experiences he has had as a validly trained exorcist. As in trained by the church and didn't just read shit on the internet. I love Bishop James Long. Now, every time I talk to him, Ken, he looks at me. I want to say the guy thinks I'm just a little bit off the rails. And I don't
no.
and I don't mean I don't mean, how can I put this?
Yeah, figure that out.
I don't mean in the conventional sense of what I do here. I mean, he thinks that I'm just a little too brazen in the spiritual world. In other words, I don't take all the precautions, because he's big on precautions. And that's what I love about him. He's one of the 2 or 3 people that I feel that every time I talk to him, he has my best interest at heart.
Well, and he's a genuinely caring man, as a person, as a person,
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet him probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And he just immediately, I mean, I don't know if how he even knew who I was, because at that time I was just the sponsor of Scarefest, just a tiny sponsor. And I walked up and I said hello, and I shook his hand, and the next day we were friends on Facebook, and then occasionally, he'll send a message or something, and we were on the show together years ago, I think, when we were doing Scarefest radio in the early days. He's amazingly nice. Mm-hmm. And that lecture, have you seen the lecture? Have you gone into that?
No, I've read his books, but I have not been to his lectures, but I've read a couple of his books.
Wes, he brings in photographs, he brings in videos, he brings in audio clips. He has all the historical information and the background information to support these things. So if there's a Q&A period, the room, the first time I went to the lecture, the room was so full you couldn't even find a seat. So I definitely go to that. Bishop James Long, doing his seminar on demonology and exorcism. Just totally go. If you go early, so you can get yourself a seat.
He's the gentleman that I don't know if I ever named him by name when I refer to it, but everybody's heard the story about how I used to go up with Wanda Kay to Bobby Mackey's Music World, and anytime the activity got out of hand, Terry Page and myself would go up and give the spirits a good talking to. And I was explaining to Bishop Long about how, I don't worry about negative stuff because it avoids me. And he told me that it could just be lulling me into a false sense of security so that it can
get a hold. Yeah. But did you see later on in his biography here, he has since the age of 5 knew that he wanted to be a priest, and he started studying demonology at the age of 9. That's like whose parent? Like who on earth? They had to be Catholic. Like who? I mean, they had to be Catholic because no other family would have allowed that. Demonology at the age of 9. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Right now, it's a big thing I saw on the internet in Japan. They're like training teenage exorcists now. Girls in the little short skirts walking around,
With a little
Really?
a Hello
Google
Kitty
it.
backpack, a little
Yep.
Hello Kitty backpack full of
Google it.
crucifixes and holy oil. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Google it. End up on Pornhub. Thank Wesley later.
Okay, next up, we got time for one more before the commercial break. Claire Heaney. Now, Claire, I do not know. Your next stop, The Twilight Zone. Join me in a discussion of Rod Sterling's Twilight Zone. We'll talk about some of the most well-known episodes, common controversial themes of its time, and analyze together a few of my personal favorite episodes. What can we take away from the classic series, even in today's technologically advanced society? Unlock the door with the key of the imagination, and I've read enough. But, so if you're a fan of the Twilight Zone, which, I used to, here's one of my weird things in my spiritual development, Ken. When I was young, back when TV was black and white, in other words, when you saw a black and white TV show, you didn't think nothing about it. I loved the Twilight Zone.
Yeah?
But I don't want to say I outgrew it, but I've tried watching it since, and it just doesn't. This is like my dirty little secret that I'm confessing. I just cannot. I'm not drawn to it anymore.
It doesn't hit you the way it did at such an early age in your life. Well, now I want to talk about real quick, and I know we've got 3 minutes before we take our next commercial break, but I want to discuss a little something that I discovered the other day that I thought was really interesting. There was an episode with the talking doll. Do you remember the talking doll episode where the doll was really cute with this little girl that she was with, and she was a regular doll? She would speak these, lines that they had fed this doll, and then when the girl would leave, it would tell the stepfather that it wanted to kill him, and that she would punish him. And it was very kind of like the movie Annabelle. You remember in The Conjuring, the Annabelle and all this, yeah.
Right.
Now, one I found to be most interesting is that Annabelle is actually a character's name in that episode. And I'm like, this seems fishy to me. It seems a little bizarre.
Are you saying that it was prophetic, or are you saying that someone stole the idea from Twilight Zone?
My attorneys often tell me never to make many declarations because I'm often very out of my league.
Okay, well, what you have to do is you have to say it like they do on the History Channel.
Okay.
You have to say, what if it was stolen from...
Or it could. Is it possible that maybe Annabelle, the Twilight episode, was influenced a movie later on, and maybe a whole case history from Ed and Lorraine, and bless Lorraine, may she rest in peace, may both of them rest in peace. But yeah, I don't know. I found it very suspect. But anyway, I've watched Twilight as a kid. I watched Twilight growing up. Not Twilight, the Twilight Zone. Got to clarify because now it's a completely different thing where vampires glitter. But
and he's playing Batman. Go ahead.
And who's playing Batman?
The twinkly guy.
You'll shut your mouth.
It's all over Facebook, dude.
You'll shut your mouth. Wesley, don't do this to me live. I'm going to drop the F-bomb.
Well, you're allowed one or two a show. Use it in
You're
a sentence.
fucking kidding me.
There you go. Very good usage.
Done.
No,
done.
Really. I saw it pop up yesterday, and it's been all over today. Because
I'm looking it up right now.
Go right ahead. The initial reaction was much like yours. What the hell? But now I am going to withhold judgment because I was one of those people that was really uncomfortable when Michael Keaton was announced.
The Batman. Well, I mean, aside from Adam West, right? Yeah.
No, Adam. Okay, that was a campy satire. No, when they said they were coming, I was actually afraid when they said they were doing a Batman movie with Michael Keaton that it was going to be like the '60s TV show. And,
thank
so
God it wasn't.
Yeah, but obviously, in other words, he pulled it off. So
Wow.
I'm kind of...
It's confirmed. Collider.com, Variety magazine. Everybody's talking about Robert Pattinson being the new Batman.
Oh yeah,
That's
and now that the really scary part, the girl that was in the movie with him, the brunette in the movies with him,
Kristen Stewart. Yeah,
that's her. Now everybody's going, well, can she be Catwoman?
Ooh, she'd make
Actually,
a good Catwoman.
I would think she would make a better Catwoman than he would have. But
yeah,
again,
but there's only one Catwoman, and that's Michelle Pfeiffer. Lady, we love you. Michelle Pfeiffer in that patent leather suit. My God. Back to you, Wes.
I just had this image of the CGI version of Halle Berry walking across stuff. That was a bad movie. Everybody, we're at the commercial break. We'll be right back with more Scarefest Radio. Do you feel lost in life? Do you seem to be stuck in emotions that are not yours? Is your home not the sanctuary it should be? Contact Spirit Mechanics, where they take a team approach to your metaphysical and spiritual problems. Spirit Mechanics specializes in aura cleansing, stone attunement, attachment removal, and house cleansings. Spirit Mechanics tailors their approach to your individual spiritual path and needs. Find them every month at Lexington, Kentucky's Mystical Fair, mysticalfairlex.com, or on Facebook by searching Spirit Mechanics, that's MECHANIX. Spirit Mechanics, for your spiritual health and well-being. Everyone is talking about CBD oil. Most of us know that CBD is a cannabis compound that has significant medical benefits, but does not make people high. Its benefits include pain relief, anti-seizure properties, anxiety relief, fights cancer, reduces the risk of diabetes, and it is even used as a sleep aid. Blue Leaf Naturals CBD and hemp products are full-spectrum hemp extract oils. They use only hemp grown in Kentucky, supporting Kentucky farmers and businesses and helping you and your family stay healthy and well. Blue Leaf Naturals, created with care from seed to shelf. Visit their website at blueleafnaturals.com. Blue Leaf Naturals, a Kentucky proud company. And welcome back to Scarefest Radio. Quick reminder, Spirit Mechanics. You can find them at the Lexington Mystic Fair, mysticfairlex.com. And Blue Leaf, I'm supposed to announce this every week, and I don't do it because I'm a terrible, terrible host. Go to blueleafnaturals.com, place your order, enter the code SFFREE, Scarefest Free, SF free. If you forget it, go to thescarefest.com and it's on their banner. You get free shipping. And so I'm supposed to announce that, and I forget every week when I'm talking about Blue Leaf. Next up, Leo Doyle, the future of electronic ghost hunting. And he'll be talking about the current state of the art electronic ghost hunting techniques will be presented, as well as what the future has in store. I don't know Leo. Now his bio. Now I will say he's immensely overqualified according to his bio. He has 2 degrees in electrical engineering. An advanced degree in computer science. So he's been programming and designing electronic circuits for over 30 years. Finally, I'll put him on my list of 2 people that I'm actually in. The other one is Tim Woolworth, that seem to know what they're talking about. I get so much BS from the electronic ghost hunting crowd. I see so much stuff that I just can't get into. And and a lot of times it's because they can explain to me how it works. And
I totally agree with that. Now, there's some things that I look at and I think, okay, that makes some sort of sense. And I never profess to be an absurdly intelligent person, not a day in my life. But some of this other stuff I look at and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. What holler in McGoffin County did you come up with this? And who loaned you a soldering iron? Like, what the hell's happening? You know?
No, I agree. And so it's one of those things I do. And of course, it's actually getting easier to make this stuff. Although, I would think it'd be getting harder now that Radio Shack's bankrupt. But with the advent of 3D printing, you can make your own little box to put your own sensors in. And I don't want to discourage people. There are some interesting ideas out there about using sensors. I personally think I would like to see more along the lines of gamma radiation being measured. In other words, just like the little badges that nurses wear when they give you an x-ray so that they don't know not to cook themselves.
Right.
I would like to see more of those type of, in other words, quit measuring that little bit of EM spectrum and give us some real numbers on the measuring part. And then on the communication, that's where right now I'm kind of in the gray area. Tim Woolworth was nice enough to explain to me a working theory on how a ghost box works. So okay. I am no longer offended by people that use a ghost box. But the other stuff, maybe I'm showing my age. It's like them damn kids and their stereo radios.
No, and their pants. Get off my lawn. No, not at all. I don't think so. I think you said something years ago that I still hold true to this day, still hold it to be true. And it's that one of the best pieces of ghost hunting equipment you can have is you, a flesh and blood person. Now, is it measurable? Is it data that people accept on a scientific level? Obviously not, or it would have already been accepted. But you said that to me years ago, and I still believe it, and so it's hard for me to think ahead or beyond that because I still think that that's absolutely true. There's nothing yet been created that's as trustworthy as a human being, flesh and blood person having a paranormal experience. I think that's pretty much the pinnacle. Again, data measurable, no, but yeah, pretty. The only thing I really depend on is people in those situations. Do you know what I'm saying?
To update what I apparently told you years ago, which actually I probably told it in the context of I was going to start selling beginner ghost hunting kits, which was a flashlight and a pad of paper.
Yes, that was it. That was something you told it to me in a sale in Ohio State Reformatory.
There you go. The caveat to that is I would like to see people nowadays. I get it. You got to do the data. You got to do the camera. But master that part before you move on to the bells and whistles. And I'm still, here's where I'm a purist. I will not use anything in the field that I cannot at least explain a good working theory of what it does.
And how it works.
Yes,
right.
And how it works. In other words, I like to understand what I'm using. So,
well, apparently Leo Doyle is going to be explaining that and much, much more in his seminar. So,
and it says, although he is a skeptic, Leo has had many experiences in his life that he can explain. So, we got that. Leo Doyle.
Oh, Wes, you two have something in common, real quick. You both are a life member of Mensa, the High IQ Society.
I never joined. They begged me. No, the closest I've come to that is, now I have had many people tell me that they don't know anyone that can get more intoxicated and hold a more intelligent conversation. But beyond that, in other words, I'm actually much smarter. I think I'm smarter when people drink because they don't notice what a dumbass I am. In other words, I maintain my intelligence. I think that's what happens. It's not that I'm smart. It's just that I maintain it. Now, Pat O'Keefe, the artist formerly known as Pat Boussard. She was on the show just a week ago. So this is kind of not a spoiler. But she is coming on. We've already talked about it. When ghosts were invited to visit Victorian seances and spirit boards. And Ken, she is going to hold a Victorian-style seance at the end of her lecture.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I see. I wonder what day and time that is, because I would like to go to that.
Now, scheduled, not even close. Don't be texting me. Don't be emailing.
TBD, kids.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah, that is that, and you might as well check back the night of Scarefest, because that tends to be a very fluid thing. Except for Ken, for some reason, who likes doing his before the doors even open. I've never figured that out.
And it does really well. You know, I enjoy it.
But then everybody, all the people get in, and then they go, "Well, I couldn't go to Ken. I was standing in line."
But they all managed to come to the second part, which is the gallery reading. They like that, but Pat is she's one of my endorsements. Actually, this year I think I almost broke, Ken, my don't ask me to get you into Scarefest. I'm not going to put a good word in for you, because I was like the automatic blackball. I actually had 2 people that I spoke highly of that got seminar spots this year. Really?
Yes, it's like people are listening to me. It's incredible. But
don't let it go to your head, kid.
It can all turn around quickly. But now Pat, with my history with her, she was one of the first psychics that recognized whatever this weird energy is that I have floating about me, and the whole spiritual warrior stuff, which I know I don't come across that way on the radio, people. But you have to listen to Body and Spirit every couple of weeks. Then I get more into the metaphysical stuff. But she's given me. I don't know how many readings I've gotten from her. But anyway, I do like Pat. She's very talented and highly recommended, not just by me, but yeah, she's going to be talking about Victorian seances and Ouija boards.
Ouija.
But she is going to and she says she's going to do, and it's going to be the old style. She's going to try to do the old style seance. That's something I spoke to her about. I don't think we talked about it too much on the show. She channels.
Yeah.
Channeling makes my butt itch. It's one of those things that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And not so much with her. I don't worry about it as much with an experience. I see so many. I don't want to say young psychics, because some of them are my age, but inexperienced psychics who are wanting to expand their abilities, get into that. And I don't like turning. That's part of my protection. Nothing gets in me. Nothing. I don't,
right.
And so I don't like seeing someone else do it. And,
right.
It makes. I've been on ghost hunts where people started channeling. It's like, I don't like this. I'm going home.
Yeah, it's I don't do that either. Now I will receive messages and I'll talk to spirits and things, but I don't allow anything to speak through me.
Right.
And I've never really had the desire to do so either, Wes. Not a day in my life have I had the desire to do that. I guess because I'm a control freak, maybe.
And maybe that's what it is. I always said, as far as my spiritual gifts, I don't know if my spiritual gifts, in other words, my protection, I don't know if my attitude is a result of that, or if that's a result of my attitude. In other words, when I go into a haunted location, I puff out my chest and nothing. I'm bulletproof.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset I go in with, and maybe that's all it is. Maybe there's nothing special about me other than a great radio voice.
Hey, don't scratch that door too hard, babe. Let it be what it is. Accept it for what it is. Don't try to analyze that too heavy.
We're going to sneak one more in here before the break. Jennifer Woodward Prophet. Now this is old school here. Psychic and palmist, paranormal investigator and entrepreneur. And what's she actually speaking about? It does not actually say.
Yeah. But I mean.
Oh, that's right. She's doing the thing with Pat. Pat told us that. That's
they're doing it together?
Yes, yes.
Shut up.
And now that's one I wouldn't mind getting. I have never had a satisfactory palm reading. I forget her name. The lady that used to come to the Mystic Fair that did palm readings.
What was her name? I have her book on my shelf.
She never got around to looking at my palm. She read like the back of my hand and the way I moved and stuff, and she was terribly accurate.
Yeah, she wrote a book that I bought at the Mystical Fair. She was amazing. She was really awesome. She read my palm once. I was really impressed by that.
So I want a good old-fashioned palm reading. Everybody,
Me too.
We're going to take our last commercial break. We'll be right back with more Scarefest Radio and announcements.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism.
Spiritual advisement.
Paranormal investigations.
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the darkest places for over 20 years. Go to coyotechris.com to learn more. And let's see. Quick reminder on Coyote Chris. Saturday, June 1st, he will be at the, this is the Haunted Mineral Springs Mall for the Haunted Road Media Paracon. That's in Alton, is it Alton, Illinois? I believe that's right. So coyotechris.com for more information on that. And our newest sponsor, who has yet to give me a script, so I'm still winging it, Akashic Awareness.
Ooh, yes. Mark and Shelley James.
And yes, I'm going to say it Akashic because no one has corrected me except for Ken just now. Okay. I asked once and somebody said, well, you can say it either way. So I'm going Akashic.
Can I give them a quick plug real quick? Do you mind?
Well, I was going to, so why not?
I just recently went to their shop. Have you been?
No.
Okay, I went to their shop. It's not just a shop. It's a full-blown facility. They have tarot cards. They have jewelry. They have books sky high. They have rooms for Reiki. They have rooms for energy. They have rooms for the biomat. They have they have a meditation room that is set up with the pyramid and the seat in the center. And Beverly McChesney, who's previously mentioned as doing a reading for Scarefest earlier in the episode, she has read inside of that, and she said it just totally unbelievably opened her up in a way that she had not experienced in her years. And she said actually she had to start kind of reading outside of it that day. She couldn't even read inside of the pyramid. But anyway, I went in. They had found, and I've totally got it right here, I found a deck of cards that I couldn't find anywhere else. And I own about 1,500 decks of cards, but I found this one, and it's called the TV Series Tarot. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, TV Series Tarot. And you can't get it anywhere else. I found it at Akashic Records, and I was like, this is phenomenal. They have the crystal singing bowls. I mean, ranging from sizes like, 4 inches all the way up to 16, 18 inches, the huge crystal bowls. And they're so unbelievably priced. You have got to go down to Akashic Awareness. That's in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And if you can't get to them there, they're at the Mystical Fair of Lexington. They're at Scarefest. They're going to be there. Mark and Shelley James, find them on Facebook. Like Akashic Awareness on Facebook. It is exceptional. They're exceptional people. And I love the work they're doing. Totally great sponsors to have.
And AkashicAwareness.com. That's their website. I will make the next time they have the Mystic Fair Roadshow down there.
Yeah,
they do that a couple times a year. I'm gonna try to make the trek over there.
Let me know when you go, because I'll go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make a weekend of it.
Well, I'm often in E-Town these days, so I'm totally gonna go to that. So yeah, I love it. Great facility, great people, good time.
Okay. Our back to our announcements here. Rural Indiana Paranormal, Bare Bones Investigating 101.
Yeah.
Basic,
Yeah.
no frills. Flashlight and a pad of paper, people. But anyway, they and that's pretty much their. Oh, it was an attachment. Their bio's on an attachment, and I didn't print out any of the attachments. So rural RIP. Rural Indiana Paranormal will be taught people, and that actually is it's one of those topics that for a while there, it seemed like that's what half the seminars were, but nobody's really spoken about good basic paranormal investigating for several years. So it's, we're due.
Yeah.
Jack Kenna will be coming with urban legends and their connections to hauntings. And now we had Jack on the show. The seminar by accomplished. We were talking about what to call each other, celebrity, and he liked the word accomplished. I'm an authority. The seminar by accomplished paranormal investigator and author Jack Kenna of Travel Channel's Haunted Case Files will look at the unique connection between the urban legends of haunted locations and how the unsubstantiated legends may have been the catalyst which created a haunting that never actually existed. How many times have I talked about that?
You've said it a million times. If you've said it once, I've lost count, actually. And it's so, I'm a believer in that now. Totally believe in that. The power of it.
So Jack, buddy, it's been done.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Jack's a hell of a smart guy, everybody. So he'll explain it, and probably not even use the F-bomb while he does it. Gavin Kelly and Paula Purcell Kelly, Paranormal Journey into the Unknown and Truth or Legends in Your Hometown. Making skeptics into believers.
Making them, huh?
Can't be done.
No.
I have had, Ken, a friend of mine who is a skeptic. Now, not a cynic, but a skeptic. Questions everything.
Yeah.
I showed her the best piece of evidence that I've ever collected. And it's a video clip of an audio event. And I'm telling you, my thesis on it is that it's either a paranormal event or I faked it. Okay? There's none of this, somebody's thumbs on the microphone. No, it is a disembodied voice, very well controlled circumstances, the perfect EVP. Actually, it was a disembodied voice.
Yeah.
I played it for her. And rather than admit that this could be a ghost, she said, "What if you projected that into the camera with your mind?"
Isn't that equally as bizarre?
That's what I said. I said, let's prove that, and I'll go on my talk show circuit and make my money. And
yeah. Wow.
But so that's Truth or Legends in Your Hometown, which begins filming this March, and original series on Amazon right now. The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown. So have a Q&A, but there. The Paranormal Journey into the Unknown. And finally, the last one we're going to talk about is Mr. Ken Boggle himself. Mr. Ken Boggle doing Paranormal Hangover Part 3. Yeah. Ken, now, interestingly enough, this is another one. They did this with Chris. They figured I knew you. No bio information whatsoever. So I called him a sexual predator. What am I going to say about Ken?
Oh, Jesus, Wes, be kind. Jesus, Wes, please. Be kind.
Let's see. I'll think of something while you... But what do you...
Okay,
I mean, Ken Boggle, who you might know as having a cow named after him.
Yes.
Boggle.
Yes.
Anyway, I named a cow after Ken because it was born the night he co-hosted with me. Anyway, what do you do during Paranormal Hangover?
Well, during Paranormal Hangover, we talk about what I've done in the paranormal industry, and we also talk about paranormal celebrities that I've become friends with. And usually, they've told me something really funny about something they have done in the past, and I share those stories with people during Paranormal Hangover. It's a lot like a dish on the people I've hung out with, paranormal celebrities. It's kind of like a little gossip moment where we're talking about, insider information and things like that. But it's also my stumble and fumble through what I've done in the paranormal that year, different events I've done, different celebrities I got drunk with and, hung out of a sunroof with, things like that. Just normal, good family fun.
And of course, it says he's doing his On Blast.
On Blast with Ken Boggle, a tarot gallery reading. Now, this will be the fourth year that I've done On Blast as a gallery reading. We call it On Blast because nothing's secret. We'll put everything on blast. We're going to tell your truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So it gets pretty intense. The last time I did an On Blast gallery reading was in Salem, Massachusetts at the Hawthorne Hotel. Which, have you been to that, Wes? The Hawthorne?
No.
You should go. Next Salem Con, let's go together. But you can shack up with Anita and Mama Kim. It'll be fabulous. So anyway, I did it, and my manager, Lindsay Center from Center Stage Events, she said that she was going to come down and check it out. She could only stay for a few minutes. And I said, please, I'd really like for you to kind of see what it is that I do, because it was the first time I'd met Lindsay. She ended up staying the entire hour. And it was only supposed to be 40 minutes, but we took an entire hour. In this gallery reading, it's more about being able to open up and get help from not just the tarot, but from the people in the room. It's about being able to open up and say, hey, something's wrong in my life. And I'm going to take a moment to be courageous, stand up and talk about it, get some clarity, get some guidance, and, maybe get some direction from a complete stranger sitting next to me. You laugh, you cry, you laugh some more, you cry more. And then the whole thing's over, and you take a big bunch of pictures, and everybody goes home happy. And so I totally encourage you to go. I'm never charging for gallery readings. They're completely 100% free. I will never charge for a gallery reading. I think that if you're a convention ticket holder, you've already paid your money. You should get a little something, an additional bonus for showing up. Aww. And that's what I'm all about. I'm never going to charge for a gallery reading. I refuse. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
But I'll put this way. I'll probably never go to your On Blast because I don't open up. If you want me to open up, you got to get me drunk. And at the bar at 2 a.m. And then my life's an open book. Ask anybody. But,
ask a street lamp somewhere on East Main Street.
And,
have you seen? Yeah. There's a poster of him somewhere.
Now, another little caveat to all this. Kyle Cobb has changed his speaking topics, which I don't even think we announced when we announced him, because he's Kyle Cobb. People show up just to say, listen to Kyle Cobb. But he will be speaking on demons, demigods, and heroes. The lecture looks at the concepts of demons and divine beings across the ages. One culture's hero is another's villain. And the Lucifer typo. What if the most famous Prince of Hell and the frequent demon of the week in television and movies did not exist? This is a look at the truth of the origins of Lucifer Morningstar.
Boom, boom, boom. Was that good? Did you like that?
That was really good. That was
good.
It saved me. I got a button over here somewhere.
Screw it.
So, and Kyle does his homework, everybody.
Yeah.
And
another nice person too.
Oh yeah, he's freakishly nice. Actually.
Yeah.
What can you say? And dresses for the occasion. I want to also.
Right. Yeah.
I was, but he hauls around this suitcase full of notes that every lecture, it's like he looks like a college kid moving in for the year. So
he does. But he's so educated about his topics and things. He reminds me a lot of John Tenney, really. John.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Tenney. He's sort of brilliant in that way.
So now I actually had a note here. Finally, what is do you have something else booked, Ken? Tell us about your career. Tell us where people can find you now.
Okay, so in June 22nd, I'll be in McConnellsville, Ohio, at the Twin City Opera House for a huge event that we're doing. We're going to have all kinds of up and coming psychics doing gallery readings for the entire audience. Get your tickets to that by going to weirdweekendsonline.com. In July, I'm going to be in Ashmore. No, that's in August. Is it? Hell if I know. Anyway, I'm going to Ashmore, Illinois. We're going to go to Ashmore Estates. Have you been to that one, Wes?
No, I have not been to that one.
No. I'm telling you.
I don't get out of Kentucky much. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I mean, this is going to be, it's absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to go. I think that's August the 22nd. And then in September, I have the Scarefest. And also in September, I've not really said anything else about it, so maybe I'll take an opportunity to do it real quick. I'll be on the Queen Mary. I'm going to be doing tarot work and gallery hunting, gallery readings, and ghost hunting with Chad Lindbergh on the Queen Mary. Lindsay Center's yet to release that, but that's what's happening. Ken Boggle in California. Don't miss it. And then October, I'm all up for private tarot gallery readings, private tarot parties. People have already been messaging me to set that up. Go to House of Cards Tarot at Outlook.com or tarotbyken.com. Click on the contact booking sheet and send me a message.
And and I was going to say I never get out of Kentucky, and a good example, Ken, August 23rd, that weekend, 25th. It started off, they were sending me to Michigan Paracon. Well, then they decided, well, wait a minute, there's one in Indianapolis. Then, now it looks like I'm going to be in fucking Knoxville, Tennessee. Which I'm looking forward to going to, don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's Bubba Fest. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. But before you know it, they're going to have me in Corbin, Kentucky that weekend.
Oh, no. You'll never end up in Corbin, babe. Don't say it. Spit it out. You're not Corbin. Forget it. Don't go.
I did a con in Corbin once.
Did you really?
Yes. It's where I met Pat Boussard, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Little trivia there.
Little trivia. The more you know. Also, by the way, I'll be in Detroit at Eloise doing a thing with Detroit Paranormal Expeditions. Those. Have you met those guys? They're pretty great.
I've interviewed them. I can't say I've met them, but I have interviewed Detroit Paranormal.
Yeah. Great guys. So we're going to be doing that. Weird Weekends is putting that on, so I'm going to do it. And also, don't forget, as a matter of fact, I talked to Nick Groff last night. He said that Tarot Date with Ken Boggle will not only be released on Amazon Prime, it's going to be released on Amazon Fire Stick, Apple, iTunes, iCloud. It's going to be on the VideoSpace app and things like that. That it's almost done, and it is absolutely exceptional. He said that this season 2 is phenomenal. So I'll let you all know when that comes out. But stay tuned for it. Tarot Date with Ken Boggle.
Okay, everybody. This has been Scarefest Radio. That is allegedly the sum total of this year's speakers and seminars. Now we got we still got all the panels and everything, but yeah. So that's out there. We'll be back next week. Once again, we'll be talking werewolves and vampires. Come see us.